I'm watching the game, and boy, Patrick Mahomes was pretty uneven. He had some bad plays. He had a pick at his own goal line. He had a wide open guy on 4th and 1 and threw the ball in the dirt. Like, it was one of the worst throws I've ever seen. And on cue, you get the tweets. Imagine if Jimmy Garoppolo threw that pass. Imagine if Jimmy Garoppolo got through that interception. And those tweets were getting a lot of traction last night. And I understand the logic here is that, locally, Niner fans are so focused on their team that any little mistake Jimmy Garoppolo has is blown out of proportion. When you look at the best quarterbacks in the league, they all make mistakes. And no one, crushes Mahomes for it because he's universally regarded as a football god. So it's okay. And I think that the conclusion there is that Jimmy Garoppolo is overly scrutinized or criticized. Do you think that's the case?
Yes, I absolutely do. I was having this same thought, except it was when watching the Cardinals and Kyler Murray just really struggle. And I had to laugh to myself. I even recorded it. But in my TV room, I have surround sound, and I tend to sit near the rear left speaker. And in the NFL, sometimes that captures crowd noise, and you can occasionally hear someone really clearly. And that was the case. And there was a fan dropping a lot of expletives, a lot of F-bombs, but it was all directed at Cliff Kingsbury. There was nothing about Kyler Murray. It was, Cliff, how dare you throw a short pass with only 2 minutes left? We're down 2 scores. What are you, an idiot? And you could just hear it in the background. And it was just, I'm sure Cliff heard it too, but it was not directed at Kyler Murray. And not to say that 49ers fans would not direct their ire at Kyle Shanahan. They clearly do. But when it comes to Jimmy Garoppolo, it is next level. I mean, it's a hatred that is unexplainable to some point. I don't know if people are jealous of the jawline or what it is, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
How do people always go there when you criticize Jimmy Garoppolo? Every time I criticize Jimmy Garoppolo, there's someone on Twitter that's like, you're just mad because your wife likes him. It's like, whoa. Why are you fantasizing about my wife fantasizing about Jimmy? That's weird.
That's all.
Not that you did that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always, hold on. Let me say why. Let me disagree with you. Allow me to retort.
Please.
Allow me to retort. Look, it's a fair point. Other quarterbacks make mistakes, but the reason that Patrick Mahomes is allowed to make those mistakes is that he makes up for them. He makes huge plays. And so if his style of play comes with, this mistake or that mistake, you'll take the whole package because he creates huge freaking plays and throws for a ton of touchdowns, and it's worth it. Jimmy doesn't. Jimmy doesn't throw a lot of touchdown passes. He doesn't have a lot of big plays. Jimmy's a game manager. I'm sorry, it's a pejorative, but he is. If he were making big plays like these other quarterbacks, he wouldn't be a game manager. But he is. And that's reflected in the fact that when he throws a pick this year, the Niners are 1-5. When he doesn't throw a pick this year, they're 6-0. So his job isn't to win the game. It isn't to make big plays. His job is not to lose the game, first and foremost. His second job is to, keep the chains moving, convert some third downs, but not at the expense of his first job, which is to not turn the freaking ball over. So that's why people get on him. It's like, dude, you have one job. You have one freaking job. Don't do that. You're allowed to. You can hand the ball to Debo. You can throw it behind the line of scrimmage to Debo. Ayuk, like, no, really, honestly, even Mahomes doesn't have the weapons that Jimmy Garoppolo has. Who has a trio like this? And that doesn't even factor in Juszczyk, Mitchell, Wilson, Jennings. I mean, who has weapons like that? Now, pass protection is no good, but if he wasn't, if he could move a little bit, he wouldn't get sacked as much as he does. So I think as someone who leads the Jimmy Garoppolo criticism bandwagon, I think we're justified.
It certainly is a level of inconsistency that would justify fans getting so upset. And even with his ability to stay on the field, right? An electric 2017 finish to the season, followed by a very boring start to 2018 and an injury that took him out. 2019, storybook season, tragic ending. 2020, mired by injury again. So even just his ability to stay on the field has been inconsistent. I do agree that he tends to be more of a game manager. He does not offer the explosive plays that you want somebody that turns it over at the rate he does.
But he's a damn good game manager, though. I'm going to say that.
He is. I mean, 2-1 touchdown to interception ratio is not bad, right?
Nope.
And he does.
He's an elite game manager.
Yes, he fits some passes into the middle of the field into tight windows that are elite, right? That's an elite skill set. He's not an elite quarterback, but in that regard, he has an elite skill set.
Elite game manager.
And then he will break your heart out of nowhere. He will
when you ask him to do too much, when you ask too much from him, he will.
Yeah.
He will.
So I guess I understand the people who label him as inconsistent. The fans that I just can't understand are people who claim that Jimmy Garoppolo is trash. I just don't know how you justify that when he's clearly a top 20 quarterback in the NFL.
Definitely
right?
Top 20. Yes.
So in that regard, you are by definition not trash. Right. I get if you want to criticize him. I get if you want to say he's inconsistent. He is. And it's fair to talk about those things. It's just so reductionist in my belief to simplify it down to he's not good.
I agree. I agree. Okay. Fair enough. We're on the same page. Jeremy says, I love Jimmy, but I'm not stupid. He gets his running backs hurt by not throwing the ball down the field, and he gets his receivers hurt with bad ball placement. Jimmy is not equal to Mahomes. QC merch. I agree with the QC merch part. No, I agree with the whole thing.
I'm all in on that.
I just need to work smarter and start spending time doing stuff like that. T-shirts. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna work on that. Thank you.